Hi, Fernanda here from the Do What You Love Revolution, and today we are on day 9 of our 365-day challenge. And today I'm very excited to talk about a big topic, which is your calling. What is that you're supposed to do with this one life that you were given? What is your purpose? What's your mission in life? And this is a big one because it can work as an inspiration, as in like you find what you're supposed to do and then you go for it and you're able to go through struggles, and it's like a real journey, like for the hero, like the hero's journey. You go and you find it and and you're being guided and all. It's pretty inspirational. But on the other side, it can be very overwhelming, because what if you don't know what your calling is? What if you don't know, if you have no idea? I have no idea what my calling is. What do you do? So that's why I think it's important that we talk about that, because I want to share what I've learned throughout my work and throughout my own life experience. Because here's the thing, since I'm a little girl, I'm totally obsessed about knowing what am I supposed to be doing in this life. Always, since I'm 8 years old, I have this thing, what I'm going to do. So I wanted to be a diplomat, and then I wanted to be a doctor, and then I wanted to be a journalist, and I wanted to be a photographer. And I was always really drawn into helping and being with people and creating a better world, but not knowing exactly how to do, because I never felt compelled to big social causes. So then I felt guilty about that. But then I wanted to help in an inspirational way. And is this enough? Or, like really confused. I was always very confused about it, up until the point that I gave up. I gave up in trying to find my calling, and just found a great job to do, which was my restaurant job that I said I used to do. And I used to be a restaurant manager right before I became a coach. And it was fun. I worked for a great man who turned to be an awesome friend. It was really an angel in my life. And so I had fun, and that was fun. I was like, you know what? Maybe this working for something you love doesn't exist. So I gave up on it until it found me again. And then I am here. So what I want to tell you is that what I know, that your calling is to be here with me watching this video. And my calling is to be right here, right now, doing this video for you. And how do I know it? Because I am right here, right now, doing this video for you. And you're there watching this video. So what I'm trying to say is, we are where we're supposed to be, even when the moment sucks. And sometimes not knowing our calling is part of learning our calling, because we have to go through different moments so we can really identify what we really want. Sometimes we are not born knowing what we want. We learn from the contrast what we want. So I really believe that our calling is just doing the next thing. What is the next thing that you feel called to do? And sometimes this next thing is not do anything. And then your brain freaks out. What do you mean I'm not doing anything? Yep, sometimes you have to do nothing for a little while, and then all of a sudden you have an inspiration, and that keeps coming to your mind to a point that you can't give up, because that's what happened to me. I was going well for years. I worked really happy for 5 years. Really happy. I was really happy, and I didn't want to do anything else. Up until a point that it wasn't too good, and it wasn't too good, and it was a little bit worse, and it was very, very much worse, and it was horrible, and it was really bad, and I had to leave. So I left. And then I started watching this, and then I started watching that, and I started getting inspired. And then I decided to be a coach. And then I go to Europe, I do my coach. And you know what I mean? Like, there was the next thing. Fernanda did this next thing. Fernanda did this next thing. Could I be a coach 5 years ago? No, I couldn't. Because I was a different person then, and I had different priorities then. And what makes sense to me now didn't make sense to me then. So you really have to be connected to what makes sense to you. I think that's breaking up what makes sense to you is a great way to go to have a good feeling without feeling too woo-woo or too, too much on the clouds. What makes sense to you? Because it's the moment that things are not making sense to you that you start feeling very unfulfilled, because it doesn't make sense to you, and inside doesn't make sense. So this is what I had to tell you today. Your calling is to be here, and you're fine, and you are following your calling already. So if you have no idea what you should do, it's fine. You're supposed to be there. If you know what you want to do, but you can't do it straight away, it's fine. You're supposed to be there. If you know what you want to do and you're doing it, fine. You're supposed to be there. And this is the big lesson. And I think this is a big lesson for me as well, because I am so future oriented. I want to create things and do things, and what's my next thing, and I keep going there. And sometimes I feel I'm not doing enough right here, right now. But I am, because it is what I am doing now. We all have our own lessons. So what I want you to tell me in the comments, because it's really cool for me to hear what you have to say. Because then, one, I know you're listening and you're getting something out of it. And then I also know if this is the kind of material you're looking for, if that makes sense to you. So I want to know what you think about the calling. Do you believe that you have a calling, or do you believe that doing things step by step is the calling? Let me know what your perspective on calling is. Maybe it's a bit broad of a question to ask you to write on the comments, but this is another thing about me. I don't like superficial conversations. I really like to go deep. So thank you so much for being here, and tomorrow I'll be back with video 10. Bye.